The next speaker on my list is the distinguished delegate of Jordan, His Excellency Ambassador Hussam al-Hussein. Hussam, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, colleagues. Allow me at the outset to convey the greetings of His Excellency Minister Ayman al-Safadi, Minister of Foreign Affairs of Jordan, and his deep regret for not being able to join this meeting due to a last-minute urgent commitment. Let me also express Jordan's thanks and gratitude to the government and people of Austria for hosting and organizing the 24th OSCE Ministerial meeting. Allow me also, in this regard, to congratulate you, Mr. Chairman, and all the staff members of the Austrian chairmanship team and the OSCE Secretariat on the excellent organization of this meeting. During this year, and as chair of the OSCE, Austria continued to attach great importance to partners for cooperation with special emphasis on the Mediterranean partners. I commend and express our deep appreciation for these efforts. From our side, Jordan will remain committed to continue expanding this cooperation and to intensify our partnership with the OSCE on all common political and security matters. Mr. Chairman, today the need is urgent to foster our efforts to work on the root causes of the common threats the world is facing, the challenges and the security concerns in the Middle East that are facing and affecting our security in Europe and the larger OSCE region not only indicate the high importance of cooperation in security affairs between the two regions, but also show that this cooperation is still not sufficient enough. We have to recognize that our cooperation is on the right track and coordination to face these threats is on the increase, though much still needs to be done. Mr. Chairman, Jordan continues to be an oasis of stability in the heart of the Middle East, in spite of all the challenges that are facing the region and increasing the burden on its people, economy, and its development. The conflict in Syria and waves of refugees, the terrorism that is threatening all of us without discriminations across the globe, the prolonged conflicts in Iraq, Libya, and Yemen, and above all, the protracted Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Jordan remains and continues to live up to its commitment and responsibilities. It will save no efforts while working with all its friends and partners to face these challenges with resolve and determination, and increased efforts to find political and peaceful solutions to the conflicts in the region. Mr. Chairman, the efforts to face the humanitarian crisis caused by the displacement and influx of millions of Syrian refugees should be matched with serious and intensified efforts toward a political solution in the Syrian crisis. Jordan has accepted refugees as a moral obligation on behalf of the international community. However, and as His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al-Hussein bin Abdullah II stated in his statement during the 72nd session of the United Nations General Assembly, and I quote, "No doubt Jordan is regularly praised for its humanitarian and moral stance, but kind words don't balance budgets, build schools, or bolster employment. Responsibility to share the burden of hosting the Syrian refugees should be upheld by all members of the international community." Mr. Chairman, we need to increase our joint efforts to promote tolerance and acceptance and widen the area of interfaith dialogue and understanding among our nations and peoples. This is the only path to combat all kinds of extremism and win our battle against terrorists. And as His Majesty King Abdullah II says, the central and most vital battleground for this defining war of our generation is the mind. The despicable, damaging ideology of hate, murder, and self-destruction spread and crash in crash courses online and elsewhere must be confronted with a counter-narrative of hope, tolerance, and peace. Mr. Chairman, Jordan reaffirms time and again that the main source of tension in the region and the root cause to many of its problems is the prolonged Palestinian-Israeli conflict. The continued Israeli occupation of the Palestinian territories, the encroachment on the Palestinian land through the illegal settlement activities, and the provocation of Al-Aqsa Mosque, Al-Haram al-Sharif, must end. The decision by United States administration to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and to relocate its embassy to its territory will not change the legal status that Jerusalem is still an occupied territory in violation of all United Nations Security Council resolutions and other United Nations relevant resolutions, and that any unilateral action to change the status of Jerusalem by Israel or any member of the international community will be illegal, null, and void. Jordan reaffirms that the Jerusalem is one of the final status issues that should be resolved within a framework of a comprehensive resolution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict based on the two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that guarantees the establishment of an independent Palestinian state on the line of the 4th of June 1967 with East Jerusalem as its capital, as the only path to achieve security and stability in the region, according to the International Legitimacy Resolution and the Arab Peace Initiative. Jordan rejects the decision that will increase tension and deepen Israel's occupation in the Palestinian territories. It will only provoke Muslims and Christians across the world and will hinder efforts to resume peace talks. Mr. Chairman, we need to translate more of our common understanding into actions and cooperation programs. Jordan remains committed to promoting a successful future for our partnership in many ways and calls to reinforce efforts to enhance dialogue and cooperation between OSCE participating and partner states. Finally, Jordan wishes the incoming Italian chairmanship of the OSCE the best of luck and assures Italy of its full support and cooperation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.